Wow is the only word I can say when I think about Gears Tactics. As a massive Gears of War fan, I was in utter shock with just how good Gears Tactics performed. Not only that, but it expanded on the world of Gears and also expanded on the story of Gears 4 and 5 in small, subtle ways. I was fortunate enough to receive a code from Microsoft and Xbox, and I was very grateful for that because everything about this game screams passion to me. What I mean by that is the game was made by passionate people that wanted to expand on the Gears franchise and give us fans a completely different experience. And I have to say, they succeeded at just about everything with that. And as a person that was looking forward to this game all the way back when they announced it on the stage of E3 2018, I'm happy to say I wasn't let down by some game with a bunch of bugs or a game that played it safe. Instead, I was given something I didn't even know I wanted in a Gears game. I was given a true expansive strategy game that had me on the edge of my seat multiple times. I actually had very challenging missions in the campaign, and I was given massive boss battles that made me utilize all the abilities at my disposal. But in this review, I'll go into the graphics that were on display, the sound that brought the world alive, the controls that helped me along my playthrough, the side missions that were spread throughout the entire campaign, the story that really set the stage for epic cutscenes, and of course, the overall fun I had with the game, and of course, my final verdict and score. So I hope you enjoy the review as much as I enjoyed Gears Tactics. But before we get into all that, like always, if you liked the video, hit that subscribe button and that like button. The support is greatly appreciated. Alright, so first up has to be the graphics, which I have to say really impressed me. I was playing this game mostly on my 1080p monitor, which had the game looking pretty good. But I did put it up on my OLED 4K TV, and I have to say that's where it really shined. It looked stunning with that type of resolution. It makes me think that this game will look insane on the Xbox One X and of course the Xbox Series X. And I know this game isn't on console yet, but I was still able to play the game on my PC, and I have to say that's where I think a game like this thrives. I love the character designs, the environments, the combat, the cutscenes, and of course the gore. Everything screams high quality design. This is hands down the best looking turn-based strategy game I've played. And I've played a lot. I've played games like XCOM and Mutant Year Zero, both games that look great on console and on PC, but Gears Tactics takes a lot of the best features from the Gears franchise and allocates them to this rendition, and I have to say it fits perfectly. So graphics are one of the standouts when it comes to this game, which might surprise a lot of people that thought this was a small AA game. Those people couldn't be more wrong. But up next is the sound, and I have to say this great game has some awesome sounds. The guns sound just like the guns in the main Gears franchise. The grenades and all the other weapons have that distinct Gears sound to them. You throw in the voice acting and the music and you have the ultimate Gears experience when it comes to sound. Even the banter while fighting enemies stands out. It feels like a true Gears of War game just from a different perspective. And of course the chainsaws and the gore kills sound pretty awesome. The game didn't try to do too much when it comes to this. Instead, they embraced what's been laid down before them and expanded on it. Good job on the developer for realizing that. But let's move on to the controls, which I have to say is a bit of a controversial talking point because Gears of War is an Xbox game. It's made with the controller in mind, and everyone that had their first Gears of War experience most likely had it on the Xbox console with a controller in hand, which makes Gears Tactics a little bit of a polarizing game because it's only on PC as of now, even though it will be coming to the Xbox console later this year. But since it's on PC, most people have to use a mouse and keyboard to play the game, and it's what I even figured would happen to me. But I was wrong because this game is controller ready and you are able to play the full game with a controller in your hand. And I have to say it performs extremely well with a controller. There isn't any issues and I found myself easily acclimated to the controller when I started playing with it on my PC. But like I've said before, I have a lot of history with strategy games and I always played them with a mouse and keyboard. And that's exactly how I played Gears Tactics, which was very smooth. I never had a problem with the game's controls, never stuttered or felt awkward. The game was almost flawless when it came to controls. You can zoom around the map easily, you can plan your next attack with ease, and it was very user-friendly. I never got angry with the controls. If anything, it felt natural to navigate the whole battlefield. Good on the developer for executing and making sure the controls were down pat. Now let's dive into the campaign a little bit. First up is the side missions. These will be sprinkled across the entire campaign and could get very challenging. Most of them are there to help you level up your character and get new mods for your guns and also get to know different enemy types. For my knowledge, they aren't very skippable, but you are able to choose which ones you want to do. For an example, you'll be given 4 missions and you can choose up to 2 of them. There's about 5 side mission types. There's sabotage, where you blow up a certain resource of the enemies up. There's scavenger, where you have to collect certain goods on the battlefield before you get bombed to death. There's control, where you have to defend 2 points on the map from a lot of enemies swarming in on you. And then there's rescue, where you have to save multiple NPCs that are trapped in torture chambers. Each side mission is worth doing because it helps make your characters that much stronger, which you want because as the game progresses, you fight massive bosses that take a lot of power and abilities to beat. So these side missions are great to do, not to mention they add a little bit to the story because most of them are to help the war effort in the campaign. But mostly they're there to help you expand on the RPG elements of the game, which I have to say I was very impressed with. There's a whole skill tree for multiple classes in the game, and each one can be played in different ways. There were so many different aspects to this game that it was a little overwhelming to decide what I wanted my guys to have. Either way, I enjoyed the expanded nature of the game, and I was happy I could progress each of my characters. I love that aspect of the game, and it really did add to the Gears franchise. I hope they carry this over to the main games, because having different mods, modding your armor, your guns, your men, all of these cool things in your squad with cool abilities can be something that they transfer over to the main Gears game. But now let's talk about the main story and how it shapes up to the Gears franchise. I have to say, I was very surprised how in-depth the game went. There were a few twists I didn't see coming, and there were a few surprises I was genuinely excited about. If you're a Gears fan, I almost guarantee you'll enjoy this game for its story. And like always, the standout has to be the characters that were created for this game. You play as Gabe Diaz, who is related to Kate from Gears 4 and 5, of course, but as Gabe, you have a more strategic mind, and you are hunting down Ukon, who is a general for the Locust, and he specializes in making massive monsters for the war effort. He mutates them and has some pretty cool creatures that he creates, which this game also expands on the reason these monsters have such advanced technology attached to these beasts. And that Locust General stands out along with all the other characters in the game. It just feels very natural to tell this type of story. And Gabe and Sid, the two most important characters, really stood out to me. They had strong personalities that fit perfectly into the Gears world. Which brings me to the cutscenes that you see here. I can't explain to you how impressed I was with these. These are Gears 5 level cutscenes. They have emotion and pretty epic scenes that I didn't think I would see in these games. The Coalition and Splash Damage really didn't hold back when it comes to the story. Instead, they dove deep into the lore of the Gears franchise and carved themselves a little piece of history that can be expanded on. And I hope they continue to do so because I don't mind them taking some of these characters and parts of the world and injecting new life into certain areas. But to wrap everything up about this review, as a strategy fan and an Xbox fan, I have to say this game really blew me away. If you couldn't tell, I enjoyed pretty much every single second I had with the game. I enjoyed the times I was getting outflanked and I had to move my entire squad all over the map just to survive. I enjoyed the game challenging me at almost every single mission. The story stood out and wasn't this random story they created just to make the game. Instead, they gave it a focus and expanded on all the other games and enhanced them for me even more. The combat, the strategy, the graphics, the RPG elements, everything about this game screams AAA quality to me. And like I said before, this game was made with passion and care about the franchise. That's how I see this game, and it's how I was during the playthrough. I have a passion for strategy games, and I have a great passion for Gears as a franchise. So it was great when those two passions came together in Gears Tactics. And because of that, I do have to give this game an 8.9 out of 10. I absolutely love this game, and I really do hope a lot of people that are on the fence about it give it a try, especially since it's on Xbox Game Pass and you can give it a try easily. I have a feeling it's going to surprise a lot of you. As for this Gears head who loves strategy games, I have to say it's one of the best strategy games I've played in a very long time, and I hope they make a sequel and clean up some of the little minor things that the game could improve on, like bringing more characters into the game, expanding the campaign, adding new modes. Little things like that would set this game apart from other strategy games. Let's hope it happens. But enough about what I think about this game. Tell me what you think. Are you going to play Gears Tactics, or are you going to wait until the game comes out on Xbox consoles? Is this a game you would play? Do you love strategy games like I do? Are you excited to see a new side of Gears of War? Does my review surprise you in my score? What other types of games do you want Xbox to make? Will this look insane on the Xbox Series X? Go down below and let me know. And I hope you enjoyed the video, and if you did, please hit that subscribe button and that like button. The support helps out the channel more than you know. And give me a follow on Twitter at Zalker87. I'm always on there talking games and sharing my latest videos. Plus, I love interacting with everyone there. So get on Twitter and let's talk about gaming. Also, follow me on Xbox Live. My gamertag is Zalker87, just like my channel name. See what games I'm playing, and let's compete in achievements for the month. As you can see, I've been playing Gears Tactics the entire week. I freaking enjoyed every single second of it, and it's the game I just currently beat. I hope you guys get a chance to play it because I absolutely loved it. And that's all for now. Thanks for watching, and until next time, remember, enjoy your gaming. Later.